Your cat loves you more than you probably realize. Beneath that cool, unbothered exterior is a creature that notices everything. Your mood, your routine, your tone of voice, even the way you walk past them without looking down. And here's the part that might sting a little. Some of the things we do every single day, completely by accident, with nothing but love in our hearts, are quietly breaking our cat's heart. Today, we're counting down 23 of the most common ones. And by the end of this video, you might just see your cat in a whole new light. Number 23. Leaving the TV on loud. Many cat parents think background noise keeps their cat company. And look, the intention is genuinely sweet. Nobody wants their cat sitting in total silence, staring at the wall like they're having an existential crisis. But here's the thing about cats and sound that most people don't fully appreciate. Cats can hear frequencies between roughly 48 Hz and 79,000 Hz. Humans max out at around 20,000. What that means in practice is that your cat is not experiencing the television the same way you are. That crime drama you left on for company. To your cat, it might as well be someone blasting a foghorn in a library. Chronic exposure to loud, unpredictable noise raises cortisol levels in cats, creating low-grade stress that builds over time. If you're going to leave something on for your cat, try soft classical music or species-specific calming playlists. Your cat will thank you, probably by ignoring you slightly less dramatically. Number 22. Using the wrong tone of voice. Cats are exquisitely sensitive to the sound of your voice. It isn't just what you say, it's how you say it, how fast you say it, and what emotional charge is sitting underneath the words. Research published in the journal Animal Cognition found that cats respond significantly more to their owner's voice than to a stranger's, particularly when a higher-pitched, slower, more affectionate tone is used. So, when you come home frustrated from work and you're talking to your cat in the same clipped, tense voice you just used on your boss, your cat feels that shift. They may not speak English, but they are reading every emotional frequency you transmit. Talking to your cat in a warm, calm, sing-songy voice isn't embarrassing. Well, okay, it's a little embarrassing if your roommate walks in, but it genuinely strengthens your bond and makes your cat feel safe. Number 21. Moving their favorite spot. Cats build their entire sense of security around familiarity. Their favorite chair, that particular corner of the couch, the specific patch of sunlight that hits the floor at 2 in the afternoon. These aren't random preferences. They are carefully chosen based on scent, safety, temperature, and sightlines. When you rearrange furniture or suddenly decide that the cat bed is going over there now, you're not just moving an object. You are dismantling a piece of your cat's emotional map. Think of it this way. Imagine someone came into your home while you were sleeping and they rearranged everything without telling you. You'd feel disoriented, anxious, maybe a little betrayed. Cats feel that same disruption, but they can't exactly file a complaint. If you do need to redecorate, try placing an unwashed item of your clothing on their new spot. Your scent will help them settle and reclaim that space as safe. Number 20. Not acknowledging them when you get home. This one lands differently when you really think about it. Your cat has been waiting for you all day. Not that they'd ever admit it. And when you finally walk through the door juggling groceries and your phone and whatever disaster the day handed you, you walk straight past them without a word. A study from Oregon State University confirmed that cats form secure and insecure attachments to their owners, much like children do with parents. When their primary person comes home and doesn't acknowledge them, it registers as a rejection. Subtle but real. Your cat doesn't need a grand welcome parade. They don't need a speech, a soft hello, their name said gently, a few seconds of eye contact. That's it. That tiny gesture tells them, I see you, I know you're here, you matter. And for a cat, that's everything. Number 19, staring them down. Here is something that will genuinely rewire how you look at your cat. In feline communication, a long, unblinking stare is a threat display. It's what cats do when they're asserting dominance or signaling aggression. So when you lean over your cat and hold eye contact because you think it's adorable or you're trying to communicate love, your cat may be reading that as a confrontation. This is one of those beautiful moments where human instinct and cat instinct are running in completely opposite directions. We stare at things we love. Cats stare at things they're not sure about. The fix is simple and honestly one of the most magical things you can do with your cat. Offer a slow blink. Look at them softly, then slowly close your eyes and open them again. If they slow blink back, congratulations. Your cat just told you they love you. Science confirmed it. Number 18. Forcing eye contact or kisses. Following on from that, forced affection is a real issue in the cat world. We do it because we love them, because they're sitting there looking absolutely devastating, and we simply cannot help ourselves. But grabbing your cat's face, pressing your nose to theirs, or holding their head still so you can plant a kiss on their forehead, even if they tolerate it, often registers as threatening or deeply uncomfortable. Cats show affection on their own terms and in their own timing. A cat that allows a kiss isn't necessarily enjoying it. They may simply be enduring it because they trust you enough not to panic, which, when you think about it, is actually the saddest kind of tolerance. Let your cat initiate contact. When they bump their head into you, rub their cheek on your hand, or climb into your lap uninvited, that is your cat choosing you. Honor that choice. Number 17, changing their food. Suddenly, cats are creatures of routine in ways that go far beyond preference. Their digestive systems are genuinely sensitive, and a sudden shift in diet can cause real gastrointestinal distress, vomiting, diarrhea, bloating, appetite loss. But beyond the physical, there's also an emotional component here that gets overlooked. Your cat has spent time learning that this bowl filled with this food at this time means safety and predictability. When that changes without warning, it creates confusion and anxiety on top of a stomach that's already unhappy. If you need to transition your cat to a new food, whether for health reasons or because the old one was discontinued, do it gradually over 7 to 10 days, mixing increasing amounts of the new food with the old. Your cat's gut will thank you. Your carpet will also thank you, probably more urgently. Number 16, leaving them alone too long. Cats have a reputation for being fiercely independent loners who couldn't care less whether you stay or go. And sure, they're not going to greet you at the door with the same unhinged enthusiasm as a Labrador. But research increasingly suggests that cats experience something very close to separation-related distress when left alone for extended periods. A study published in PLOS ONE found that cats left alone for longer periods showed more signs of stress behaviors upon their owner's return. Cats that are alone for too long may overgroom, stop eating, hide excessively, or develop what behaviorists call redirected aggression. If your schedule keeps you away from home for long stretches, consider environmental enrichment. Puzzle feeders, window perches, even a second cat for company. Not every cat wants a sibling, to be fair, but for many, it makes a profound difference. Number 15, using strong-scented cleaning products. Your cat's nose is processing the world at a level you genuinely cannot imagine. Their sense of smell is estimated to be around 14 times stronger than a human's, and some researchers put it even higher. So when you mop the floor with a heavily scented pine cleaner or spray citrus-based surface spray all over the kitchen counter, the same counter your cat uses as their personal highway, you are essentially blasting your cat's most critical navigation system with white noise. Beyond discomfort, many common cleaning chemicals are genuinely toxic to cats, including products containing phenols, which are found in many popular household cleaners. Cats also absorb toxins through their paws when they walk across treated surfaces and then groom themselves. Switching to PetSafe, Fragrance-free cleaning products isn't just a kindness. It's a genuine health decision with real consequences for your cat's well-being. Number 14. Skipping playtime. Play is not optional for a cat. It is biological. When your cat crouches low and wiggles their back end before launching at a toy, they are running the same neurological program their wild ancestors ran before taking down prey. Skipping playtime because you're tired or busy doesn't just leave your cat bored. It leaves them with a reservoir of unspent predatory energy that has to go somewhere. And that somewhere is usually your ankles, your curtains, or your 3 a.m. piece. Experts recommend at least 2 dedicated play sessions per day, each around 10 to 15 minutes, using a wand toy or something that mimics the movement of prey. And this part is crucial. Always let your cat catch the toy at the end. The catch is the payoff. Without it, playtime becomes the feline equivalent of running a race with no finish line. Number 13, not providing a window view. A window is not a luxury for a cat. It is a lifeline. Cats are hardwired to monitor their territory, track movement, observe potential prey, and assess threats. When a cat has no access to a window, they are effectively cut off from a primary source of mental stimulation and environmental control. Studies on captive feline enrichment consistently show that visual access to the outdoors significantly reduces stress indicators in indoor cats. What they're watching doesn't even have to be dramatic. A bird feeder, a passing cloud, a leaf skittering across the pavement. To your cat, that window is Netflix, the news, and a nature documentary all running simultaneously. If your furniture layout has inadvertently blocked their view, fixing it might be the single easiest improvement you can make to your cat's daily quality of life. Number 12, picking them up wrong. Let's talk about something that sounds simple but causes a surprising amount of distress in everyday cat households. The correct way to pick up a cat is to scoop one hand under their chest and support their hindquarters with your other hand so their weight is fully held by you, not dangling from their own body. Picking a cat up under the armpits with their legs hanging, what we might call the baby lion from the Lion King approach, leaves their back end unsupported and genuinely uncomfortable. Picking them up by the scruff, which is something mother cats do with kittens, is not appropriate for an adult cat whose body weight their neck skin was never designed to carry. Even well-meaning attempts to hold a cat on their back like a human baby, however adorable it looks, exposes their vulnerable belly and almost universally makes them feel trapped and anxious. Number 11, trimming their whiskers. Please do not trim your cat's whiskers. This needs to be said plainly because it happens more often than you think. Sometimes out of grooming enthusiasm, sometimes because a well-meaning child got hold of scissors, and occasionally because someone read something on the internet that was very, very wrong. Whiskers are not decorative. They are sophisticated sensory instruments embedded deep in the follicle, connected to the nervous system, capable of detecting minute changes in air pressure and spatial information. A cat without their whiskers loses a crucial part of how they navigate the world. They become disoriented, prone to bumping into things, anxious and unsure of themselves in spaces they previously moved through with total confidence. Whiskers also grow back, thankfully, but the weeks without them are genuinely distressing. Leave the whiskers alone. This is non-negotiable. Number 10, ignoring their slow blink. We covered the slow blink from your side of the equation, but let's talk about what happens when your cat offers you one and you just miss it. Your cat is sitting across the room, watching you, and they give you a long, slow, deliberate eye closure. That is your cat saying, "I trust you, I feel safe, I love you," in the clearest feline language available to them. And if you're staring at your phone or looking away or simply don't recognize it, the moment passes. Over time, a cat whose communication attempts are consistently missed begins to withdraw. They stop trying. This isn't melodrama. It's a pattern that behaviorists observe in cats whose owners are simply unaware of what to look for. Start watching for the slow blink. Return it. Make it a daily exchange. It costs you nothing, and it means the world to your cat. Number 9. Rushing introductions with new people or pets. Cats rely on scent far more than sight to understand their world and the creatures in it. When a new person or animal enters their environment, a cat needs time, real time, not 15 minutes, to process, assess, and decide whether this new presence is safe. Forcing a face-to-face introduction before that work is done is one of the most reliable ways to trigger fear, aggression, and set a relationship off on a footing it may never fully recover from. The gold standard approach is to introduce scents first. Swap blankets or bedding between the cat and the new pet. Let your cat sniff a visitor's jacket before that visitor enters the room. Give your cat a place to retreat to that the new arrival cannot access. Patience here isn't just kindness, it's strategy. A gradual introduction done right builds a foundation that lasts years. Number 8. Keeping a dirty litter box. Imagine being asked to use a bathroom that hadn't been cleaned in 3 days. Now imagine you had a sense of smell 14 times more powerful than the person who left it in that state. That is your cat's daily experience when litter box maintenance slips. Cats are fastidiously clean animals, and a dirty litter box isn't just unpleasant. It's a source of genuine psychological stress. Many cats will begin eliminating outside the box not out of spite, as owners often assume, but because the box has become genuinely intolerable to them. Experts recommend scooping at minimum once per day for liquid waste and immediately for solid waste. The litter itself should be fully replaced and the box scrubbed regularly. If you have multiple cats, the rule of thumb is 1 litter box per cat plus 1 extra. Because sharing isn't always caring, especially when claws are involved. Number 7. Waking them up constantly. Cats sleep between 12 and 16 hours per day, and this is not laziness. It is a deeply programmed biological necessity. In the wild, a cat's entire energy budget is organized around the explosive demands of hunting, which requires complete physical recovery during rest periods. REM sleep in cats looks remarkably similar to REM sleep in humans. There are twitching paws, rapid eye movements, quiet little chirps, the occasional dramatic flinch that makes you wonder exactly what they're dreaming about. Constantly interrupting that sleep to pet them, photograph them, or pick them up because they simply look too cute to leave alone disrupts a restorative process their bodies genuinely depend on. Chronic sleep disruption in cats is linked to increased irritability, immune suppression, and stress. Admire them from a distance. The photo can wait. Let the cat sleep. Number 6. Giving them no vertical space. Height is not a preference for cats. It is power. In feline psychology, the ability to observe from an elevated position represents safety, control, and territorial authority. A cat with access to high spaces is a cat that feels secure. A cat with nowhere to go but ground level is a cat that feels perpetually exposed and vulnerable. This matters even more in multi-pet households, where a lower-ranking cat may have no way to physically remove themselves from a stressful situation without vertical options. Cat trees, wall-mounted shelves, cleared bookshelf tops. These are not indulgences. They are genuine psychological infrastructure. If your cat has been showing signs of stress, hiding more than usual, or acting out, look around your home and ask honestly, where can my cat go that nothing and nobody can reach them? If the answer is nowhere, you've found your starting point. Number 5. Using punishment instead of redirection. Punishment does not work on cats. Full stop. Not because cats are stubborn or untrainable, they are neither, but because cats cannot connect a consequence delivered after the fact to a behavior that already happened. If you scold your cat, spray them with water, or raise your voice at them for something they did even 30 seconds ago, All your cat registers is that their trusted human has become unpredictable and frightening. This creates anxiety, erodes trust, and often makes the unwanted behavior worse because a stressed cat is a cat with more behavioral problems, not fewer. What works is redirection, identifying why the behavior is happening and providing an appropriate outlet. Scratching the furniture, they need a better scratching post. Jumping the counter, they are curious or hungry or bored. Every unwanted cat behavior has a reason. Find the reason. Address the reason. Leave the spray bottle in the cupboard where it belongs. Number 4, ignoring changes in their behavior. Cats are stoic by evolutionary design. In the wild, showing weakness attracts predators, so cats have developed an impressive capacity to hide discomfort, pain, and illness until it becomes impossible to conceal. This means that by the time your cat is showing obvious signs of distress, something may have been brewing for a while. Changes in appetite, litter box habits, grooming patterns, activity levels, vocalization, or social behavior are your cat's version of raising their hand and saying something is wrong. These signals are easy to dismiss as moods or phases, and sometimes they are. But ignoring them repeatedly means missing the window to catch health issues early when they're most treatable. Your cat cannot tell you when something hurts. Learning to read the behavioral language they do have is one of the most important things you can do as a cat parent. Number 3, not respecting their no. Your cat has a communication system, and part of that system is a very clear no. A lashing tail, flattened ears, a skin ripple along the back, a low growl, a sudden stillness. These are all your cat saying, "I'm done, I need space, please stop." When we override those signals, because we want one more cuddle, or because we assume they'll warm up if we just persist a little longer, we are teaching our cats that their boundaries don't matter, and that lesson, repeated over time, has consequences. Cats that learned their no is ignored stop issuing warnings before they scratch or bite. Why warn someone who doesn't listen? Respecting your cat's limits isn't about letting them run the house. It's about building a relationship where they feel heard and safe, which paradoxically leads to a cat that is more relaxed, more affectionate, and more trusting overall. Number 2, giving inconsistent rules. Cats are not testing you when they jump on the counter. They are trying to understand the rules of their environment so they can feel safe within it. Research on cat stress consistently finds that predictability is one of the most powerful factors in a cat's emotional well-being. When the rules shift depending on your mood, on the counter today is fine, on the counter tomorrow earns a scolding, your cat cannot build a reliable internal map of what's expected. That uncertainty creates a low-level, persistent anxiety that quietly erodes their confidence and comfort. Decide on your house rules. Make sure everyone in the household follows them consistently and enforce them calmly every time. Your cat will adapt faster than you think. They don't need perfection from you. They need consistency. Consistent, predictable, calm responses are the closest thing to emotional security a cat can have in a human home. Number 1, not seeing them as the unique individual. They are here is the biggest one, and it is also the most quietly pervasive mistake cat owners make. Cats are not a category. They are not a type. They are not an accessory to a lifestyle or a low-maintenance alternative to a dog. Every single cat is a genuinely unique individual shaped by genetics, early experience, environment, and the specific relationship they've built with you. What works for one cat will fail spectacularly with another. What one cat finds comforting, the next finds threatening. The mistake isn't cruelty. Almost nobody reading this is cruel to their cat. The mistake is assumption. Assuming your cat is fine because they're not visibly distressed. Assuming they don't need enrichment because they seem content. Assuming they don't feel deeply because they express things quietly. Your cat is watching you, reading you, and building their understanding of the world around the relationship you two share. Show up for that relationship with curiosity, patience, and the willingness to keep learning. And your cat will feel it every single day. So there you have it. 23 ways we can do better for the cats who have quietly made themselves the center of our worlds. None of these are about being a bad person. They're about being a more aware one. The fact that you're here watching this, trying to understand your cat more deeply, that already says something important about the kind of cat parent you are. If this video helped you see your cat a little differently, share it with someone who loves their cat just as much as you do. And if you've ever wondered why your cat follows you from room to room like a tiny judgmental shadow, we have a video for that too. Hit subscribe and we'll see you in the next one.